Throughout the 10 seasons of Beverly Hills 90210, viewers around the world watched Jennie Garth, a young American actress at the time, transform into Kelly Taylor, the lead female character. But behind the scenes, Jennie's real life was not so far from the heartbreak, loneliness, and pressure her character lived through. And when she finally starts catching a break, a humongous disaster will come in to shatter all she spent years to build. But what is the fate of one of the sexiest Hollywood women in the 90s today? Let's reveal the true story while showing you some of her rare photos. Born Jennifer Eve Garth on April 3rd, 1972, Jennie was the youngest child in a large Midwestern family in Urbana, Illinois. Like many children who grew up on farms, Jennie's early years included bike riding and playing with animals. As the smallest of 7 children, Jennie spent so much of her early life leaning on her siblings for all her socialization. Despite how wide open the spaces outside her home were, Jennie barely spent time outside the farmhouse. With pure ecstasy and anticipation, Jennie started elementary school. However, her fairy tale expectations were soon cut short by a rude awakening. She needed to make friends. With her sisters, she only had to be the baby of the house, but with strangers, it was much more difficult. She, a shy and sheltered girl, had to form connections with people. Jennie survived elementary school and got enrolled in high school. This would be a new start, she thought. But life was just getting started. Her father's heart suddenly caved in. The doctors advised that he be moved to a drier climate because of his condition, so the family relocated from their Midwestern town to Phoenix, Arizona. Becoming a city girl must have sharpened Jennie's outlook on life, because as soon as she arrived, she began to host dance classes for young kids in an alleyway. Through this, she found herself participating in a local scholarship pageant. Although she didn't win the competition, she caught the eye of a talent scout who had only come to fill in for his friend. That man is Randy James, a Hollywood scout and manager who would later be her manager. Randy saw the talent that Jennie never saw in herself. He convinced her to move to LA, where the limelight shone brighter. But Jennie was reluctant. After all, her father was still sick, and she was too young to relocate. So for a while, she would only visit LA for auditions and return to Arizona almost immediately. This worked for a while, until her grades began to suffer. At this point, Jennie had to choose between academics and passion, but it wasn't really a hard choice for her. With the unwavering support of her mother, she took her GED exams and moved her dreams and ambitions to LA, the city of stars. In a city where several actors auditioned constantly, but faced rejections, Jennie landed a job almost immediately after moving in. Her joy knew no bounds, as she could not fathom her luck. But her happiness was soon cut short when Jennie got to the set and learnt she had just one line to say. Although she delivered effortlessly, her thirst for acting gigs had been left unquenched, so her auditioning fire increased. Jennie auditioned like her life depended on it, and before she knew it, she was on set with the iconic Barbara Eden.
You're gonna be late for class.
Mom, am I getting fat? I think I've heard this before, but
For Jennie, Barbara wasn't just an actress, but a great and legendary woman. Watching Barbara work on set was all the acting class Jennie took. She even once recounted sitting on set, just watching and learning work ethics from her idol. It wasn't an obsession. It was pure admiration for a woman she wished to be like. By the time that job ended, Jennie was a better actress, now auditioning for her big break. After several movie appearances here and there, Jennie's chance came. Aaron Spelling, a legendary Hollywood producer, was exploring his talent in film production. He had produced movies in different genres and was keen on making one about teen drama. Jennie auditioned for it, and luck shone on her. But it didn't feel that way at first. For the first few seasons, the TV series didn't pick up. But Jennie knew this was different. She noticed the actors' professionalism and the crew's hard work. So she didn't stop believing, and by the 3rd season, Beverly Hills 90210 had become a sensational TV show. Jennie appeared in all 10 movie seasons, even directing 2 episodes at a point, which was the second most of any cast member. She also ventured into other projects, such as TV movies and guest appearances on various shows. Through Beverly Hills 90210, Jennie became a Young Artist Award winner and even got nominated for a Teen Choice Award. That single movie opened doors for her and launched her into stardom. During this time, she met and married musician Daniel B. Clark in 1994. But young love, mixed with a demanding career, quickly burned out. They divorced in 1996. Then came Peter Fasinelli. The two met on the set of An Unfinished Affair, a made-for-TV movie, in 1995. Sparks flew on and off camera, and after several years of dating, they married in 2001. And for a while, it looked like she had everything she had ever wanted. She and Peter welcomed 3 daughters, Luca Bella, born in 1997, Lola Ray in 2002, and Fiona Eve in 2006. But in 2009, during what should have been a stable chapter, Jennie received a diagnosis that shook her deeply: a leaky heart valve. Doctors told her it wasn't immediately dangerous, but it had to be monitored for life. For someone who was to be on set as frequently, this diagnosis only put Jennie in another limitation. At the same time, the pressure of parenting, long work hours, and individual ambitions took a toll. By 2012, the couple ended an 11-year-long marriage. Their divorce hit her terribly, leaving her in shock. Her first trial at marriage failed. She tried again, and now history had repeated itself. In interviews, Jennie admitted she didn't see it coming. She described it as one of the most painful chapters of her life. Having grown up in a divorced household, she had tried hard to give her children the sense of stability she never quite had. But now, she found herself raising them in 2 homes. It was after their divorce that Jennie finally opened up about her struggles with anxiety. She once said that after presenting on set, she would curl up like a ball, struggling to breathe. However, perhaps a third trial would differ, so she took a leap of faith and married Dave Abram in 2015. The two had met on a blind date set up by friends, and the connection was instant. Their wedding was intimate and sweet until tragedy struck their household. Not once, but twice, Jennie unfortunately suffered miscarriages. The pain, unbearable. Still, the couple was tight-knit. Dave embraced Jennie's children, and Jennie accepted a simpler life. However, by 2017, their relationship was already under strain. The couple separated later that year, and Dave filed for divorce in 2018. But in a rare twist, the couple reconciled before the divorce was finalized. In 2019, they called it off and gave their marriage another try. Jennie shared that they had both grown and that the time apart had taught them how to communicate better. Nowadays, Jennie is choosing to stay far from the intense spotlight that once followed her. She shifted her focus from acting full-time to a lifestyle centered on wellness, family, and personal growth. Jennie lives in Los Angeles and spends much of her time with her 3 daughters, Luca, Lola, and Fiona. In recent years, she's spoken about taking road trips and showing her daughters how to drive, an experience she tagged stressful but rewarding. While she occasionally appears in TV projects, she's more selective with her roles, preferring those that allow her to maintain balance in her personal life. One of her biggest public ventures in recent years is her podcast, 9021OMG, which she co-hosts with Tori Spelling, her longtime friend and Beverly Hills 90210 co-star. Launched in 2020, the podcast began as a nostalgic rewatch of the iconic teen drama, but over time, it has become a platform for open, honest conversations to reconnect with fans and with herself. She speaks openly about aging, parenting, anxiety, self-doubt, and the mental toll of constantly being in the public eye. Outside of the podcast, Jennie has also taken an interest in home design and DIY renovations, something she's shared in interviews and on social media. She once hosted a lifestyle show on HGTV and continues to embrace creative home projects. Though she still makes occasional public appearances, Jennie prioritizes a life of intentional peace. She has described herself as a person who's learning to say no, to rest, and to appreciate the quiet things. If you enjoyed this video, there's a good chance you'll enjoy the one showing on your screen right now. Click, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you on the next one.